Here we go. Hi, Chris.
Cole, how are you, mate?
I'm good. There he is, in all his glory.
Hey, how are you, mate?
I'm good. So we're going to spend this session, Chris, on your developing staff team. So tell us who's on the staff now. Just remind me who's on the staff at the moment and what the changes are next year.
Yeah, at the moment, staff is myself and Ruth. Ruth's on part-time.
Yep.
And next year, Dev's going to come on full-time, and also an MTSer will come on board.
Okay. So you go from 2 to 4 in actual persons. And how will you divide up the ministries? How are you thinking of dividing the workload?
We're going to be across the kind of M structure purpose areas. And so when Dev comes on board, he will look after the maturity and ministry. So he'll particularly be overseeing our Bible study leaders, our ministry coordinators, and trying to train up more leaders, help people find a ministry in the church.
Yep.
And Ruthie will, I suppose, start serving according to her strengths, which really is mission. She's passionate about mission, gifted in that. And so her mission will be to equip the congregation in how to share the gospel and engage people in conversation about Jesus. And I'll focus on the membership area, helping people become part of Coast CC. So the big picture is Ruthie will help them come into the kingdom, I'll help them come into the church, and Dev will crack the whip on them.
Okay. That's better than the M's. That's quite a shift for Ruth, isn't it? Ruth was more in ministry, getting people serving and so on.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
So this suits her gifts more, the whole mission area?
Sorry, mate?
This suits her gifts more, the whole mission area.
Absolutely.
And evangelism for Ruth.
Mate. Yeah, she's a natural evangelist, and she's kind of grown in her, competency in terms of equipping and training others. So I'm excited to see what happens if we actually let her off the leash, because she's chomping at the bit for mission all the time. So it'd be good to see how she goes with a free run at that.
So what are the issues you feel you're facing in growing the team? What are the in the next few minutes? What would be helpful to sort out?
I suppose for me, some of the issues, trying to work out how to manage, love, care for, work with a growing staff team. Mm-hmm. So to go from 2 to 4, try and help. I don't know, just work out how to lead that as a team.
Yeah.
So that people aren't just focused on their own little areas. So there's enough overlap without the driving each other crazy with being in each other's pocket all the time.
Have you led a staff team before back at St Faith's?
I've been part of a large staff team.
You haven't led a growing team before?
No.
Okay. What do you anticipate will be the challenges? Just thinking of your own leadership and those personalities on the team.
I'm actually really looking forward to working with the people. I get on really well with them, so I'm not nervous about that. I suppose helping them be clear about their job descriptions. So helping them get clarity on them.
Yeah. And
like Dev's finishing up college this year, so this will be his first time working full-time, church setting. So I suppose, helping him feel his way, find his feet doing that. So I expect there to be a bit of training time with Dev. The other thing will be transitioning Ruth from ministry to mission.
Yes.
And then helping Dev slide into the mission role. The ministry role.
How do you think about job descriptions? Do you work with written job descriptions, or how are you actually going to work out together so you all understand each other's roles?
I tend to write a job description I think it more helps me than anyone. Helps me be clear about what I'm hoping to encourage them to do and get involved with, and so they can I don't know, be clear about it.
Are you going to give it to them, or are you going to work it out as a process together?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna give them the broad outline of it, and say these bits are kind of these bits are set in stone, and it's the stuff we need to work out together in light of your personality and gifts, and shape part of the job around them.
Yeah.
But, so it'll be kind of a hybrid of here's what's going to happen, and let's work out what's going to happen over here.
I know you want to give them the general area of mission and maturity and so forth, but I think there's some value even in the early days of building the team that you've got some good sessions together, thinking through what that's going to look like for each other. I mean, the worst possible case would be you print out a 5-page job description for all of them, and they got to work from that. The other end of the spectrum would be you got a blank sheet of paper. So somewhere in the middle there, are Ruth and Dev pretty creative in terms of what you know of them so far? I mean, you know Ruth better than Dev, but
yeah, I think they are, mate. Yep.
You got to work with their personalities too in terms of what's going to inspire them. Being given a job description versus I really got some freedom to work things out myself.
So Ruth and I started talking about that, about her role. So I think that's starting to take some shape.
Yeah.
And Ruth's been overseeing the ministry, so she'll be able to walk Dev through that. And the maturity stuff, I've been doing that, so I'll be able to kind of walk Dev through that, and he'll be keen to put his own stamp on it, which I'm excited about too.
How are you going to introduce Dev to the whole mix in terms of him building relationships with people?
I've pretty much said during the first 3 months, it'll be summer, so it's all about barbecues. So have as many people in your home as you can, particularly the Bible study leaders and ministry coordinators. And for your first priority, just try and connect with all them, get to know them, work out how you can get beside them and shape them and see where they're at, and start working out how you can grow them to be more godly and more efficient in their kind of ministries. So it's build relationships, spend a lot of socialising.
Yep. That's the broad topic we've covered, is really building the staff team and how to get it going in those early days. Anything particular that's come out of that in terms of wrapping up? Specific actions for you, particular goals to work on?
Yeah, I think just crafting those job descriptions with a bit of give it a skeleton.
Yeah.
And then working out what bits, we can all kind of brainstorm together. That's good. Because I can tend to be a little bit given the detailed 5-page.
Right.
Let's just get into it. Here it is.
Yeah, I don't think that builds a real cohesive team. I think you as a personality will build a good team. I can see that, but. The more debates and to and fro with each other in those early days, with the big vision. I mean, the big vision you're working on is planting, 10, 15, 20 of these congregations around the coast there. And the more you keep that big vision clear and then come back to the details, debating back and forward who's going to do what and how you're going to do it, that inspires the team. In the end, you've got to make some calls, but be careful not to micromanage. I don't know whether you micromanage or not. I'm not saying you do, but I
think I tend to start that way with people, particularly if they haven't come from within the church. I tend to probably start that way, and then if they kind of get it, if they kind of get the culture, if they get the vision and all that, then just give them a whole lot more rope.
Yeah, that's wise, because Dev's coming in fresh. You've got to know him through having him visit up there and so on. But
he's come and stayed with us a couple of times.
Yeah, you've never worked with him before, and he'll want some guidance as to how to get started in it all.
Yeah.
And to fit into the culture. So there is a process there of letting him have more rope as time goes on. Yeah. And you think Ruth will be happy with this transition to mission?
Yeah, mate.
She's excited about it.
Yeah, mate. She's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just got to try not to talk about it too much with her.
Yeah.
Keep her on task.
Well, it's a good combination because you're a natural evangelist, and Ruth sounds like that. I don't know her personally, but she sounds like that, particularly with women. Although sometimes women like that bring in the men as well in a good way.
Yeah, she's been with a young adult.
Yeah.
Great.
And with Dev following through with the whole maturity area, that's a good structure.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, actually.
Yeah. I don't know where that leaves us, but it sounds like one of the areas there to keep your eye on is how directive to be versus letting the team create its own way of doing things. So that may be one of the just a practical thing that's come out of all that. But it's a good subject to think about. You're right at that point now of building the team to the next level, and thinking of how to do that with a lot of unity and fellowship and cohesion. So good. Well, I'll pick that up with you next time. Okay. All right.
Catch up.
Yeah, we'll pray about that. I'll pray offline about that with you. Okay.
All right, mate.
Righto.